This is Shankar Poncelet. I am one of the co-leaders here of the San Antonio Free Market Medical Association chapter. So I will invite Dr. Bricker to the stage, and then he can proceed with his presentation.
Well, thank you to Eagle Care. Thank you to Shanks. Thank you to Dr. Roger. Thank you to Shankar. Thank you to Antrea and you guys for all being here and listening to this. All right. No Surprises Act. We had a bill from a radiologist to read my wife's MRI for $1,800. Not to perform the MRI, but just to interpret the image on the MRI, which probably takes about 6 minutes. They charged $1,800. That was without the insurance discount, yada, yada, yada. So just know that the actual billed charges that, there's no law that says you can bill whatever you want. It's the Free Market Medical Association. So they just bill whatever they want. Whenever you have services from an in-network doctor and an in-network hospital, those go towards your in-network deductible. And let's say you met your in-network deductible. If you then go to an out-of-network doctor or an out-of-network hospital, you start all over from scratch, from zero with your out-of-network deductible. So here's where the surprise comes in, is that people will go to an in-network hospital. But just because you go to an in-network hospital, that doesn't guarantee that all the doctors that practice at that hospital are also in-network. They could choose to be out-of-network. And it's completely unknown to you when you walk into that hospital which doctors are in-network and which doctors are out-of-network. And so specifically for doctors where you don't have a choice, these doctors have realized that this is a great opportunity for them to be out-of-network and get paid a lot more and not have to worry about the patient not engaging them for services because the patient never had a choice. So private equity firms would buy physician practices that were in network, and then they would cancel all of their insurance contracts and intentionally make them out of network. So they would buy a group of ER physicians that were in network, and they would cancel all their insurance contract and make them out of network. They would buy a group of radiologists who were in network, and they would cancel all their contracts and take them out of network. Let's say the ER doctor was making $250,000 a year, getting paid $100 a visit. Well, the private equity firm buys the practice, cancels the insurance contracts, starts getting $1,800 a visit, continues to pay the ER doctor $250, and keeps the difference. And the senior physician partners that sell the practice to the private equity firm, they know this is going to happen, but the check is just so big that they can't say no to it. So it turns out that 20% of all emergency room visits now involve a surprise medical bill, and 9 to 16% of hospitalizations now involve a surprise bill from a radiologist or an anesthesiologist or a pathologist. So it's not the majority of the time, but it is a significant minority of the time that people are getting hit with these huge bills. Now, finally, we had some bipartisan legislation where the No Surprises Act was passed in the fall of 2000. And the No Surprises Act then took effect on January 1 of 2022. So it's only been in effect for 2 months. So it has a few rules. Rule number 1, an out-of-network doctor at an in-network facility like a hospital is no longer allowed to bill the patient. So in other words, they bill the insurance company. The insurance company would say, nope, it goes to the patient's deductible. You're going to have to go after the patient for the money. They would go after the patient for the money, and now they can't do that anymore. So essentially, as the law stands today, the out-of-network physicians essentially have to settle for the QPA, which is the exact same as the in-network rate. What happened was that obviously physicians that, especially the radiologists, anesthesiologists, pathologists, and ER doctors didn't like that because they wanted to keep sending out-of-network medical bills. And so what happened was that the Texas Medical Association sued the federal government and said this QPA rule is not okay. And believe it or not, they had a federal judge agree with them. And the federal judge was like, you know what, having the QPA, which is essentially just the in-network rate, that is not an adequate, quote-unquote, negotiation amount between the insurance company and the doctor. And that ruling literally happened last week. So as of now, we don't know. We have no idea what the negotiated amount is going to be between the doctor and the insurance company. All we know is that the fact that the doctors cannot bill the patients still stands. So the patients are taken out of this. They're taken out of being caught in the middle like they used to be. So right now, there's a whole bunch of out-of-network bills that are not being sent to patients that are being quote unquote negotiated between the doctors and the insurance company, and that has not come to resolution.
Missed the March FMMA quarterly meeting? Click the link in the comments to view the full presentation. This video has been sponsored by Eagle Care Health Solutions.